In 1989, Voyager 2 flew past Neptune. That was the last physical landmark humanity could ever see. From that moment on, the two spacecraft fell into an endless silence. The mission of planetary exploration was over. The mission of interstellar exploration had officially begun. The cameras were shut down permanently to conserve power. No more vivid images. No more rings. No more colossal atmospheric storms. Only darkness remained and invisible streams of data. For the next 3 decades, the two machines drifted through a region of emptiness. Their distance from the Sun grew to 100, then 150 astronomical units. This was the desolate frontier of the solar system, where the light of our star becomes weak and cold. The spacecraft were like travelers crossing a desert with no horizon. No landmarks to tell how far they had gone. They flew blind. Only absolute silence covered their trajectory, and a vague anticipation of where the Sun's dominion would finally end. The solar wind cannot blow forever. Across billions of kilometers, it races outward at supersonic speed, but eventually, it collides with an immense pressure from interstellar space. At this point of impact, the flow is forced to slam on the brakes. Scientists call this the termination shock. The speed of charged particles suddenly drops by more than 1,000 times. Kinetic energy is instantly converted into heat. The solar wind becomes compressed, dense, and searing hot. Voyager passed from a smooth current into a violently turbulent sea. This region is known as the Heliosheath. Here, particle flows bend and twist chaotically, like a raging waterfall crashing into a calm lake. The spacecraft is surrounded by repeated shock waves. The environment becomes thicker, more unstable, and harder to predict. But this is still not the final border. It is only the first outpost signaling the collapse of the Sun's rule. In August of 2012, Voyager 1 sent back strange readings. According to theory, when crossing the boundary, the magnetic field should change direction. The Sun's magnetic field and the galaxies lie at different angles. But reality defied every prediction. The direction of the magnetic field barely changed at all. It still pointed north-south, just as it had inside the heliosphere. This triggered intense debate among scientists. They could not determine whether the spacecraft had truly exited or not. The environment resembled a magnetic highway. The gate was open. Particles from inside escaped outward. Particles from outside flooded inward. Yet the structure of the road beneath remained unchanged, like stepping through a doorway, only to find the scene before you looks exactly the same. It took more than a year of analysis before researchers dared to admit the truth. The spacecraft had entered a region of space that textbook physics had never described. From just 2 tiny data points provided by Voyager, scientists reconstructed the larger picture. Combined with remote observations and models, they realized something unexpected. Our home is not round. The heliosphere is not a perfect, motionless sphere. It is violently distorted and stretched. The Sun moves at high speed through the branches of the galaxy. This motion creates a bow wave in front and a long, trailing tail behind. 6 years later, Voyager 2 reached the same wall at a different location. But this encounter was not identical. The spacecraft detected signs of leakage before the actual crossing. Solar particles had already escaped outward, and galactic cosmic rays had begun penetrating inward earlier than expected. The nuclear hearts of the two spacecraft are slowly cooling. Their plutonium generators decay according to irreversible physical law. Falling power forces engineers to make brutal decisions. One heater after another is shut down. One sensor after another is disconnected to preserve the last remaining breath for the transmitter. Between 2025 and 2030, Voyager's voice will fall completely silent. But silence is not the most terrifying part. The terrifying truth is distance. Even after crossing the Heliopause, Voyager has not escaped the Sun's gravitational grip. Ahead lies the vast Oort cloud encasing the star system. It will take 300 more years for the spacecraft's remains to reach its inner edge, and 30,000 years to truly pass through it. The probe will become a dead shard of metal drifting forever in darkness. It carries humanity's message to the stars, but the sender will no longer exist to know whether the message ever arrives. Like a rock obstructing a rushing stream, the galaxy's magnetic pressure squeezes the sides of the heliospheric bubble. It warps the solar system into the shape of a massive crescent, or the tail of a comet tearing through the night. This distortion reveals a simple truth. We are not isolated. The structure of the solar system is entirely dependent on the flow of the Milky Way itself. To end the debate, science needed a harder piece of evidence. The answer lay in electron density. In 2013, a solar eruption struck the environment surrounding Voyager 1. The impact made the surrounding plasma vibrate violently. The instruments detected a high-frequency oscillation never observed before. It was the noise of the universe itself. The data revealed that matter density here was 80 times greater than inside the heliosphere. Inside the bubble was thin emptiness. Outside was a dense ocean of matter pressing against itself. This abrupt change in density was the most precise marker possible,
What am I
like
missing
stepping from a
here?
soundproof
It's
room into a
completely
roaring
flat.
crowd. The shriek of plasma
I don't know,
waves
there's no
confirmed a
signal
single
at all.
truth. We were truly swimming among the stars. This proved that the heliospheric boundary is not a sealed wall. It is not solid like steel. It is porous, cracked by invisible fractures. At these weak points, the two streams of matter seep into each other. The solar system's protective bubble is like an aging dam, slowly leaking.